Ever wondered why French women, especially those over 50, always seem effortlessly elegant no matter what they're wearing? There's something magnetic about their style. It looks polished, yet never overdone. Sophisticated, but never forced. For decades, French fashion has set the gold standard for timeless dressing, inspiring women everywhere to embrace a sense of confidence that only grows with age. But what's the real secret behind this Parisian allure? It isn't about following trends or looking younger at all costs. Instead, it's about knowing which style rules to follow, which to break, and, most importantly, how to make fashion a celebration of who you are at any age. French women have long been known for their classic rules of style. Match your bag and shoes, never wear more than 3 colors, don't mix gold and silver jewelry. Yet for most modern French women, these are not rigid commandments, but gentle guidelines, starting points that allow for creativity, personality, and self-expression. This perspective is especially empowering for women over 50, who are often told to dress their age or tone things down. Instead, French style encourages you to stand out, embrace your individuality, and let your experience show through your wardrobe choices. As we explore 7 of the most iconic. Let's start with one of the oldest style commandments. Your handbag and shoes must always match. For generations, this rule defined sophistication in both Europe and America. If you look back at vintage photos, especially from the 50s and 60s, you'll see women stepping out in perfectly coordinated ensembles, their purses and pumps identical in color and sometimes even in texture. For many women, this habit was a mark of refinement, attention to detail, and, in subtle ways, even social standing. But as the world and fashion evolved, so did the approach to accessories. Today, French women see matching bags and shoes as an option, not an obligation. Instead of sticking strictly to sets, they've embraced a more relaxed and, frankly, more fun philosophy. Their wardrobes are built around neutrals. Think beige, taupe, black, or navy. These colors form the backbone of a wardrobe because they go with everything. That means you can reach for your favorite tan tote or black crossbody bag and know it'll work with almost any pair of shoes you own. What's even more liberating is the playful spirit French women bring to their accessories. Rather than trying to look perfect, they use shoes or bags as a way to introduce a splash of color, a pop of personality, or a little surprise. Imagine wearing a sleek monochrome outfit in soft grays and suddenly adding bright red shoes, just because it makes you happy. Or pairing a classic little black dress with a statement handbag in emerald green. Sometimes your accessories are simply a reflection of your mood. And that's the point. For women over 50, this freedom can be transformative. Gone are the days of rigid fashion expectations. Your style can be as bold, subtle, or unconventional as you wish. You might find that one day you want everything in harmony, while the next you're excited by a touch of contrast or unexpected flair. Of course, there's still a time and place for coordination. Formal events, weddings, or business functions often call for a polished look. But in daily life, the modern French approach is all about ease, versatility, and embracing your unique taste. So next time you reach into your closet, don't feel bound by old rules. Ask yourself, does this combination bring me joy? Is there a way I can add a bit of Parisian playfulness to my look today? Sometimes, the most stylish women are those who know when to break the rules and do it with confidence. Up next, let's tackle another classic. Is it really a mistake to wear more than 3 colors in one outfit? Let's see how French women play with color and why this rule isn't as strict or as necessary as you might think. If you grew up reading style guides or watching classic movies, you've probably heard the warning, never wear more than 3 colors at once. For decades, this rule was repeated in magazines and whispered in fitting rooms, both in France and around the world. The logic seemed simple. Too many colors would make you look chaotic, like a Christmas tree or a paint palette gone wild. For many women, especially those who prized elegance, this rule became an anchor. Keep it simple, keep it coordinated, and above all, don't stand out too much. But let's pause for a moment and consider how French women are actually dressing today, especially those who have moved beyond their 40s and 50s. Has this rule survived the test of time? The answer is not really. Modern French style has evolved, embracing color in a way that feels fresh, fun, and uniquely individual. The best-dressed French women are no longer afraid of mixing shades, patterns, and textures, as long as the overall effect feels balanced and intentional. Rather than counting colors with anxiety, they focus on the bigger picture. Does my outfit reflect my mood, my personality, and the story I want to tell today? In fact, using more than 3 colors can be a powerful tool for self-expression, especially as we age. After all, life after 50 isn't about fading into the background. It's about embracing vibrancy, joy, and confidence. Maybe you're drawn to the gentle combination of blush pink, soft cream, and sage green. Or perhaps you love the boldness of cobalt blue, sunshine yellow, and crisp white. French women might anchor a look in a few neutrals, then add a surprise accent, a scarf, a pair of shoes, a statement necklace, whatever feels right that day. Of course, there are still a few guiding principles to keep your look harmonious. Many French women use 1 or 2 main colors, then introduce a third or even a fourth as an accent. Patterns and prints can count as 1 color if the rest of the outfit is simpler. The key is to make your outfit feel put together rather than haphazard, even when you're playing with color. For women over 50, this freedom is both empowering and refreshing. You've lived through enough trends to know what makes you feel beautiful, and if that means wearing 4 colors instead of 3, go for it. The new French rule: wear as many colors as you like as long as the look feels intentional and true to you. Next, we'll examine another long-standing piece of style advice. Is it really so wrong to wear white after Labor Day? The history behind this rule might surprise you, and the modern French perspective will inspire you to rethink your seasonal wardrobe. Let's move on to a fashion rule that's practically legendary in America. No white after Labor Day. For many women, especially those who grew up with traditional style guides, this was a line you simply did not cross. The first Monday in September marked the end of summer, and with it the time to pack away your crisp white pants, shoes, and dresses. But where did this rule come from, and does it still hold up in today's world of French-inspired style? Historically, the no white after Labor Day rule began around the turn of the 20th century. Back then, wealthy families would escape the hot, dirty cities for coastal vacations. White clothing became a symbol of leisure and privilege. It kept you cool, hid sweat during tennis matches, and most importantly, showed you didn't have to do manual labor. When summer ended and families returned to the cities, which were often dirty thanks to horses, carriages, and unpaved streets, wearing white became impractical. The rule was born more from practicality and social signaling than any real fashion logic. But what about in France? Here's the surprise: French women don't even recognize this rule. In fact, France's Labor Day is on May 1st, right at the start of the sunny season, so wearing white after Labor Day is completely normal, if not encouraged. For French women, white is a year-round color. From winter white coats to ivory jeans, the emphasis is on fabric, texture, and how the piece fits within your wardrobe. Modern French style encourages women of all ages, including those over 50, to embrace white whenever it feels right. A pair of white trousers with a cozy camel sweater, a chic white blouse under a navy blazer, or even a head-to-toe winter white look can feel fresh, sophisticated, and surprisingly practical. The key is to choose fabrics that match the season: heavier cottons and wools for winter, light linens for summer. For women in the US, letting go of the no white after Labor Day rule can be incredibly freeing. Why limit yourself to a color that instantly lifts your mood and brightens your complexion? Style, especially after 50, is about breaking outdated boundaries and dressing for your life now, not for old rules from another era. So, next time you hesitate to reach for your favorite white pants or sweater in the fall or winter, channel a bit of that French confidence. Remember, style should serve you, not the other way around. In the next section, we'll look at a rule that sparks endless debate: no socks with sandals. Is it ever stylish, or is it always a giveaway that you're a tourist? Let's see how French women really feel about this controversial combination. Few style debates spark more passionate opinions than the socks with sandals dilemma. In America, this combination can be polarizing, sometimes seen on runways or adopted by younger fashion rebels, but still largely viewed as a quirky exception rather than the rule. But what about in France? If you've ever strolled the streets of Paris or spent time on a French beach, you've probably noticed something. French women almost never wear socks with sandals, no matter their age or the weather. Why such a strong reaction? For many French people, wearing socks with sandals isn't just a style mistake. It's an instantly recognizable sign that you're a tourist. In France, it's even a bit of a running joke. Germans, Dutch, and even some British vacationers are lovingly teased for their sandals and socks look on the beach or in city squares. It's become such a clear signal that locals can spot out-of-towners with a single glance at their feet. But is there a practical reason behind this aversion? Partly, yes. French style has always valued a sense of effortless elegance, looking chic without appearing to try too hard. Socks with sandals, especially the bulkier kinds, can feel awkward or too casual, interrupting the fluid line of an outfit. Plus, sandals are traditionally a warm weather shoe, and socks signal cool weather, so the combination can seem contradictory. That being said, French women are not against comfort or breaking rules, just not this particular one. Instead, when the temperature drops, they opt for stylish loafers, ballet flats, or even boots, keeping sandals for warmer, bare-ankle days. This commitment to seasonal dressing is part of what makes French fashion so classic and adaptable. For women over 50, this no socks with sandals rule is actually liberating rather than limiting. It's a gentle reminder that you don't have to sacrifice elegance for comfort. There are so many beautiful, comfortable shoe options, sleek slip-ons, cushioned loafers, or trendy sneakers that feel both modern and age-appropriate without ever resorting to the socks and sandals combo. If you need a little extra warmth, try opaque tights with closed-toe shoes or a chic ankle boot with your favorite skirt or cropped pants. Of course, fashion today is about self-expression, and rules are always evolving. If you genuinely love socks with sandals and it brings you joy, go for it. But if you want to capture that effortless French style, reserve your sandals for bare feet and embrace the many other ways to blend comfort and chicness. Next, let's shift to a rule that's particularly relevant for men, but also occasionally influences women's wardrobes. Do your shoes and belt always have to match? Discover how the French approach coordination and why sometimes a little contrast can elevate your look even further. This classic rule is rooted in menswear but often spills over into women's wardrobes, especially for anyone who appreciates structure and polish. For decades, the shoes and belt must-match rule was considered non-negotiable for formal occasions. If you were attending a business meeting, wedding, or any event calling for a suit or tailored outfit, your shoes and belt were expected to coordinate perfectly, down to the shade of brown or black. But is this still the gold standard in French fashion today? The answer, unsurprisingly, is nuanced. Let's unpack how the French, especially French women, have made this rule their own. First, context is everything. For very formal or traditional settings, such as black tie affairs or conservative business environments, the old rule still applies. A matching belt and shoe can bring harmony and a sense of intentionality to your look, projecting confidence and attention to detail. This is especially true in menswear, where codes remain strict and deviations are rare. However, in daily life, and particularly for women, French style has become more relaxed, even playful, with this rule. Instead of treating shoes and belt as a matching set, French women use these accessories as subtle ways to add interest or contrast. For example, a classic tan leather belt with navy loafers, or a black patent belt paired with a pair of jewel-toned flats. The secret lies in creating visual cohesion, not perfect symmetry. Another modern French twist is choosing not to wear a belt at all. Many women prefer clean lines and fluid silhouettes that don't require a belt, especially with dresses, tunics, or relaxed pants. When they do add a belt, it's often for shape or a statement, rather than rigid coordination with footwear. For women over 50, this approach is both refreshing and practical. There's no need to buy matching sets unless you love the look. Instead, focus on high-quality materials, classic shapes, and a color palette that complements your wardrobe. Neutral shades like black, brown, taupe, and navy are versatile and timeless, but don't be afraid to experiment with metallics, prints, or bold hues when the mood strikes. Ultimately, the French way is about intention and personal flair. Coordination is lovely, but contrast can be even more sophisticated. For instance, a cognac belt and shoes can instantly elevate a denim outfit, while a slim metallic belt can add polish to a monochrome look without feeling stuffy. So, when you're getting dressed, ask yourself, does my belt serve the outfit, or is it just following a rule? The answer, as always in French fashion, should reflect your taste, comfort, and confidence. Next, we'll address another age-old debate. Can you mix black, navy, and brown in the same outfit, or does it still break the rules of timeless style? Let's see how modern French women skillfully blend these so-called clashing colors, and why you can too. Once upon a time, the idea of mixing black, navy, and brown in the same outfit was practically taboo, especially in traditional French and American fashion circles. If you wore black shoes with navy pants or a brown bag with a black dress, it was seen as a clash, a fashion faux pas to avoid at all costs. For many, this rule was drilled in by mothers and grandmothers who believed that elegance meant sticking to just one serious color at a time, especially during the colder months. But today's French women and their stylish peers around the world see things differently. Instead of treating black, navy, and brown as rivals, they approach these deep, sophisticated hues as partners in creating rich, modern, and surprisingly versatile looks. Why did this rule exist in the first place? In earlier decades, matching was synonymous with good taste. Fashion was about order, and mixing dark neutrals risked looking accidental or careless. But as style evolved and wardrobes expanded, it became clear that combining these colors could actually elevate your outfit, adding depth, subtlety, and interest. So how do French women do it well, especially after 50? The secret is all about balance and intention. Rather than wearing equal blocks of all three colors, which can look busy, French style suggests picking one dominant hue, perhaps navy pants, a supporting neutral, like a black turtleneck, and then adding a touch of brown through accessories or outerwear. This keeps the look harmonious and deliberate, not haphazard. Patterns and textures also play a crucial role. For example, a navy coat with black leather gloves and a brown suede bag creates a sophisticated mix without any element overpowering the rest. Tweed jackets, plaid scarves, or even leopard print flats are subtle ways to bring these colors together and add visual interest, all while feeling modern and timeless. For women over 50, mixing black, navy, and brown is a fantastic way to refresh classic pieces you already own. It's a chance to experiment and make your wardrobe more flexible. Don't be afraid to pair your favorite black trousers with a rich navy sweater and slip-on chestnut loafers. The trick is to let one color take the lead, while the others play supporting roles. Remember, style is a journey, not a destination. If you've always avoided this color mix, start small, maybe with a belt or a scarf. Over time, you'll discover combinations that feel unexpectedly chic and uniquely you. Up next, let's break down one last traditional rule that used to divide jewelry boxes everywhere. Can you really mix gold and silver accessories, or should you stick to just one metal? The French perspective might surprise you and open up a whole new world of style possibilities. If you've ever hesitated at your jewelry box, unsure whether you should wear gold or silver that day, you're not alone. For decades, mixing metals was considered a definite don't in both French and American style. The old rule, pick a side, gold or silver, never both. In some circles, gold even carried more social meaning. For instance, in past generations, gold jewelry was reserved for married women, while silver was for the young and single. But as with so many fashion traditions, the modern French approach is far more open-minded and wonderfully liberating for women of all ages, especially those over 50 who are ready to embrace more freedom and personal expression in their style. So, what's changed? First, today's French women care less about following strict rules and more about what actually flatters their skin, their mood, and their outfit. Instead of sticking to one metal, they mix gold and silver with intention, often using jewelry to add contrast, highlight different features, or simply tell a story. Two-tone watches, mixed metal necklaces, or stacking rings in various shades are all common sights among stylish Parisiennes. A key to making this mix look purposeful, not random, is understanding your own coloring. Silver generally complements cool undertones, while gold enhances warm ones. But if your wardrobe and your spirit leans eclectic or neutral, combining both can create a sophisticated, layered effect that feels current and uniquely yours. For example, try a gold chain layered with a silver pendant, or mix your classic wedding band with contemporary silver rings. Don't be afraid to pair a bold gold cuff with dainty silver earrings. The contrast is what makes it interesting. For women over 50, this flexibility is empowering. It means you don't have to choose one signature metal for the rest of your life or feel pressured to buy new jewelry to match every outfit. Instead, you can blend old favorites with new finds, mixing sentimental pieces with bolder, more modern styles. The French lesson here is clear. Let your jewelry reflect who you are today, not just who you were told to be yesterday. Style at any age should be about celebrating your experience, your stories, and your evolving taste. In the end, the most beautiful accessory is confidence, no matter what metal you're wearing. As we wrap up this journey through 7 classic French fashion rules, remember that the real secret to timeless style isn't about following every guideline to the letter. It's about understanding the principles, then adapting them to suit your own life, your body, and your unique sense of self. Next, we'll bring all these lessons together and talk about how to build a truly timeless wardrobe after 50, one that feels fresh, modern, and deeply personal every single day. As we reach the end of our journey through these classic French fashion rules, one thing becomes crystal clear. Timeless style isn't about blindly following old commandments, but about understanding the principles and making them your own. French women, especially those over 50, have mastered the art of bending the rules, using them as a springboard for personal expression and confidence. Maybe you'll choose to match your bag and shoes for a formal event, or maybe you'll break out your favorite colorful accessories just because they lift your spirits. You might decide to mix navy with black, layer gold with silver, or finally wear that crisp white shirt long after Labor Day. What matters most is that your style feels like you. Comfortable, current, and authentic at every age. Remember, fashion after 50 is a celebration, not a restriction. It's about embracing your experience, your individuality, and your right to look and feel amazing every single day. Take these French-inspired lessons and let them inspire you to try something new, to step outside your comfort zone, and to dress with intention and joy. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more ageless style inspiration, and share your own favorite fashion rules or rule breaks in the comments below. Your journey to timeless style starts now, and we're here to enjoy it together.